Hey, how's everybody doing? So we recently purchased two Lectric XP 3.0 bikes, and they have arrived. So here we have the step through in white, and over here we got the step through in black. They arrived in two different boxes, of course, on 2 different days. The black XP 3.0 came in first, and followed by the white. When we received the black one, which I intend to ride, did have one issue. That is here. This, it's called the frame latch. You can see here how it is bent at a 90-degree angle. Come over here and look at the white version. See how it's just kind of flat across there. And that allows this switch right here to be activated. So there's a pin that locks this into place. So you pull that and it can then move forward, and then you can unlock it, where this one I can't. So this won't pull forward, of course, because this is bent, and the item within there is bent. So what I did was that pin that's underneath here, there's an Allen wrench head on it, and I was able just to kind of back it out a little bit so that way I could get that closed. But Lectric is going to send me a replacement frame latch there, so no big deal. It's easy to replace, so a little bit of shipping damage there that they're going to cover. But the bigger issue, and the reason that both of these are sitting on blocks, is that you might be able to see 3 of the 4 tires on the XP 3.0 are flat. So this one here not being flat, but the other ones are. And they won't take air. So I've called Lectric back again and informed them of this, which they were very shocked about, and kept saying that they don't understand what could have happened. What I believe has occurred is when I was talking to John, the customer service representative, he was just, he seemed to be quite flabbergasted as to how this could occur. And he asked, were they flat when you took them out of the box? And they were, except for this front one of the white, and it had maybe about 10 to 15 pounds of air in it. And he indicated that that's normal, that it ships with a little bit of air in it. So what I'm thinking happened, these bikes are made in China. So if I go over here and show, right there, made in China. So what I'm assuming has happened is when the bike was manufactured and assembled in China, probably the standard protocol is that they air up the tire to 10 to 15 pounds, and then they put them in their boxes. That box is likely loaded onto a cargo ship, because that's the cheaper form of transportation to get things from China to America. Once it gets to California or whatever port it comes into, then they're likely loaded up onto either a train or trucking transportation. Again, it's cheaper to do that than to send it by air. Then it gets shipped over to I believe their warehouse is in Phoenix, Arizona. So then they're shipped over to Phoenix, where they sit and wait for customers to purchase them. So we purchased ours 2 weeks ago, and the first one got shipped, and we were able to see how FedEx shipped the bike. And I assume that what happens is they get put onto a FedEx aircraft, 737 or whatever they use for FedEx, and it gets sent from Phoenix to to a distribution center closer to where we live in the St. Louis metropolitan area. I assume that one of two things probably happened. Either the tires on the bike were overinflated, or FedEx had a pressurization issue, because these three tires blew. So when I try to air them up, as I'm applying the air, right, as I'm putting the air in, I can hear it escaping rather quickly, and within a few seconds it's back flat again. So it's not a puncture issue. It's an issue of these tires have been ruptured, and more than likely either they were overinflated originally, or the FedEx aircraft is having an issue with pressurization, and even that 15 pounds of air expanded and ruptured the tubes inside. So again, speaking to Lectric about it, they're willing to cover the cost of sending me new tubes along with that frame latch, and because we don't live relatively close to an authorized service department, they've contracted with certain bike shops to do repair work for them. They have, because of this issue, they've allowed us to find a local one and just reimburse us the expense. Where if we drove all the way out, it's probably about 35 miles or so each way. By the time we go out there, drop it off, come home, leave it there for a couple of days, go back, come home. I mean, we're talking 140 something miles round trip, to drop it off and then bring it back. So they're allowing us to go to a local bike shop and get the repairs once I get the parts, and just reimburse us for the labor. So I can't really say that I blame Lectric on this, right? I mean, that's not necessarily their process unless the tires were overinflated to begin with, which I don't know that they would know that. More than likely it's an issue with FedEx and their shipping, because again, two different shipments. These came about a week apart, so it's unlikely that it was the same. They wouldn't have been on the same aircraft, right? It would have been two different aircraft. And again, this is all my assumptions. I have nothing to prove how this occurred. It's just strange that I have 3 out of 4 tires that are completely flat with ruptured tubes. But we're excited to have them. We're excited to get the parts in and get them installed and get these bikes on the road. You can see over there, we've got a dog trailer for the puppy that we have. It's not really a puppy anymore. He's over a year old, I guess, but my wife still calls him the puppy. So we're ready to get Harrison mobile and attach him to my wife's bike, so that way we can get out and enjoy the nice fall weather and get some exercise going. So anyway, we're excited to have them, and we'll give you an update soon.